But in this case, this is more about really understanding who it is that you are and the role that you play. The yin and the yang, the Hello, Capricorn. My name is Kristen Simone Hansen, and welcome to SeaGoat Secrets. Hi Capricorn, I'm Kristen and I'm a healer. In this video, you are going to get a full rundown of Capricorn energy for this beautiful Aries full hunter moon and how it affects you. I begin with the astrology and I end with a card reading. If at any point in this video you would like to follow along with the transits in the future, you can do so by emailing me. That link can be found here or in the bio, and get your own personalized calendar specific to your chart. And if you feel connected to my energy and you would like to become a client of mine, you can do so by joining this link here, and also can be found in the bio. And I welcome you to the collective. And as you guys know, I am a global citizen and I love connecting with all of you on a worldly and global level. So if you have not already, let me know where you're listening from in the comments and we can all connect and be a strong collective. Now, with all that being said, let's get into this. Okay. Hi, Capricorn. The thing about my energies, it's been a bit off lately, I will say. But let's get into this. You guys have experienced a lot of changes on the back end of things. And I'm a bit tired, but we are renewed, we are different, we are changed, which is good. Changed for good, changed for the final, which is nice. Finally. But anyway, so that is some of the details for you guys to know on the back end. If you are in the client circle and you feel like you have not spoken to me or you're waiting on something from me, please email me and let me know. Like I said, I kind of was bombarded. So I think things just kind of, I'm human, we're here. But anyway, so let's begin. We're going to go into the reflections of the moon that happened previously this month. Let's go into the Libra new moon. So the Libra new moon was obviously a bit heavy and eerie for Capricorn placements. It puts you guys in a bit of an emotional headspace, or for some of you, mental turmoil. It's all about where you process your energy when it comes to your soul presentation, your image or your identity into the world, right? And how this was affected by the transits, and how because it's not just the Libra energy. There were a lot of things happening at the time that were pushing you out of your comfort zone and kind of making it so that you had to revisit the way you show up in the world, right? And that sounds very nice, but the way it hit was pretty heavy, right? It was shadowy. A lot of you could have dealt with fatigue, tiredness, because of the way in which you were being reborn on a soul level and asked to look at yourself differently. The good thing about this Aries full moon is it holds a different candle. It's not as heavy, it's not as intense in a way that is more exhausting, right? We hope. For the most part, this Aries moon, because of the way in which Pluto is now direct in Capricorn and the way in which Aries and Capricorn do a beautiful dance as cardinal energies, is actually something that's pushing you more forward and making this a little bit more progressive. Now, it does not mean that it does not come with conflict. One of the biggest modes of conflict when it comes to this energy in specific is actually conflict that you're experiencing from people outside of you. Again, this is your fourth house. So where we're looking at karmic completions tied to fourth house energy, it can come with a little bit of conflict or a lot of conflict, depending on what it is that you are completing here. So you can find yourself in big or small scuffles, but most of them I think would be on the small side when it comes to family or personal relationships. So this can be lovers, this can Again, be familial, or it can be neighbors, people that are in your close quarters. So like very close neighbors, people that are in close proximity to you, and how this is conflict here, asking you to approach it differently than you would have in the past. So it could, even if it's a new relationship, you're deciding to go about it differently than old patterns. So something about it feels familiar. If it's a new person, it can feel familiar. What it is that you're going through with this person can feel familiar. Other people can feel like they're trying to get something from you emotionally or take more from you, whether in a positive way or not, or whether they're actively trying to do it to be harmful or hurtful. These next 2 weeks of October, it can feel like other people are kind of beating on your chest a little bit in terms of what it is that they desire from you, the emotions that they want from you, the attention or the connection that they're looking for from you. People can feel like maybe you're a bit cold, selfish, or self-choosing, and it can cause resistance in the way in which they are relating to you and wanting you to kind of see them or understand their feelings. A lot of you could just be disconnecting from people and disconnecting from things that feel, again, like they caused obstacles for you in the past. For you, you are ending big karmic cycles tied to your fourth house energy, and you're also doing it from a space of feeling more empowered because of the way in which Pluto is going direct for you. So with Pluto going direct, the attention is on you. For some reason, people are drawing more towards you, which is nice. You know, we in the healing circle, you can find that link here. We've been talking about this, how the attention being pulled toward your energy and the way in which Pluto going direct gives you a pep in your step. But Pluto, again, is all about you being the star here. So for some reason, you're being awakened in the minds of other people, and the past can find itself, or present relationships can be wanting more from you than maybe you are capable to actually give, because it's like the light is shining on you and people can see your value, but you're still you're still your own person. And for a lot of you guys, you are going through a lot when it comes to the fourth house. Internally, you are changing. You can also be dealing with fatigue. That's a big thing because of the way in which you're transitioning this internal energy. The fourth house, we talk about it being family, your home and things like that, but it's also being stable, the bare bones of stability and what stability means for you. So for you guys, being the home of stability and the fourth house being usually governed by Cancer, which is your opposite energy, you can just be finding yourself wanting to be as grounded as possible and as relaxed as possible and as good in your own body as possible. Your confidence has increased, which is nice, but it also is making it so that you're not willing to be pulled in directions that do not serve you. You're also lacking in that sense where maybe earlier this year you felt like a longing for connection. At this point, you're feeling more stable within yourself. And ironically enough, a lot of the time when that stability finds you is when other people are kind of craving you. And throughout Scorpio season, you're going to feel that crave even more, that desire for you even more. And it's pretty much going to kind of ease itself out a little bit in Sagittarius season and be reawakened again when your season comes. But throughout Scorpio season, you're going to feel that desire for people to want to connect to you, wanting to know you, wanting to work with you. This is going to be really good in business, and this starts now. The benefit of this moon is business. That's one of the biggest things. However, you will be experiencing resistance when it comes to work. So you're at the kind of the beginning of a very stable time, right? A very progressive time when it comes to business, especially for those of you who are business owners. You will experience the most instability more than anyone else during this time because your business is kind of a reflection of your own home base. Okay. So if you have a home-based business, something may have to change about the way in which you operate this business within your home. A beautiful, positive, progressive things, so you can be getting like office desks, chairs, things that make it easier for you to do the work that it is that you do. But then you also can be getting hit with different things that remind you that you need to be better at stabilizing your business, stabilizing your process, stabilizing the way that things are. You can be dealing with resistance when it comes to your clients kind of feeling, again, more emotional. Your clients or your customers feeling more emotional than they would have otherwise, wanting more things from you, kind of beating beating on your chest a little bit more. Again, this desire kind of pulling at your energy can be a thing that you're dealing with, especially for business owners. If you are in the work environment, it's easier for you during this time. You might just find yourself wanting to focus more on work than on your personal relationships, because so many things are growing and expanding in that direction. And for business owners, like I said, it's not a difficult time. You're experiencing advancements, but anything that shows up in terms of a form of resistance is because you need to just make it better. You know, you need to focus on making your whatever it is that is, I guess, upsetting people, or whatever it is that is causing some kind of resistance is there so that you can better your process. You need to be more stable in your home, and your business is a reflection of that home, right? And so you're running into those things. In terms of your actual home environment, you guys can, some of you, it's very unlikely that you will have to move. A lot of you guys did a lot of the things when it comes to changing your environment throughout September. But if that has not been the case, then some of you can be able to find a good home environment, especially if you've been running into resistance to that. But it's much more of a karmic completion. So if you've dealt with homelessness, if you've dealt with a situation where your home has literally been binding you, or your relationship to your home, it's finally being able to separate from that. Like I said, most of you kind of solved that already. But if you have not, this is a great time to do so, getting more comfortable in where it is that you are. And if you've already solved it, there's a feeling of, again, a stabilization where it is that you are, like you're getting a revelation throughout the rest of October that you are home, and that you are comfortable in your home, and that you can move forward in terms of a new chapter. A lot of these painful themes tied to fourth house energy are coming to a close. And I'm trying to make it brief, but it's just not. Because we're talking about, when we see this fourth house activation in this Aries full moon, it is big in terms of the Aries Chiron that has been going on since 2019. So ending beautiful long-term themes tied to this constant feeling of lacking in stability, lacking in a home space, feeling like a fish out of water, feeling like unstable, right? Whether it is unstable literally in your home, or it's unstable within yourself, your personality, who it is that you are, not feeling accepted, not feeling grounded, right? Like your feet are not on the ground. Like I said, in the healing circle, we've been talking about this a lot. So a lot of these themes are able to end during this time. You just on your own are going to be feeling a rush of comfort. But the downside of that is it can cause a bit of a lack of energy. So where so many things are stabilizing when it comes to work because of these karmic completions tied to fourth house energy. So there's progression when it comes to that, but your energy and your momentum might be a little bit more rested than you might want it to be, because of the way this rush of kind of comfort or peace and stability is kind of going to rush over you in that sense. Back to the conflicts that you may be experiencing from other people. So like I said, your interpersonal relationships, or those who are in your close quarters, wanting more from you, or just kind of feeling like there's something about your energy that people are wanting to pull at. Again, for most of you, this is an old karmic theme. So even if it's a new relationship or a new environment, this is something that you've dealt with before, and you're being required to handle it in the proper way that breaks you out of a karmic past, right? So maybe in your past, you would have dealt with this in a way that would have put you in another karmic trap. This time you're being asked to just take control or take heed of the situation that does not step you out of your own skin, which is very important. And if it's old themes tied to family, again, it's redefining the way your family experiences you and the way that they are going to interact with you, and create potential conflicts for you. One of the benefits, again, is this, because of what's going on with Uranus, we see a beautiful surprise tied to career matters. So this, well, actually, when we're looking at Uranus energy during this time period of the Aries full moon, you can see surprises tied to work matters. This surprise doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but for some it might be. It might be some kind of, again, resistance in terms of what it is that you do. So if you need to improve your work, then the surprise is probably going to be something that you're not going to be happy with, that requires you to push yourself out of your comfort zone and get more stable in the structure that you have built yourself, or the structure that you're dealing with in your work environment. If you're on the other side where it's actually something very positive and very progressive, that's going to feel very good as well. Unexpected increase in terms of your financial progression, or just feeling overall, whether it is a good or bad surprise, you're going to be feeling more progressive and more in control of your environment in terms of the structure that you operate in when it comes to your work. At the end of one of the beautiful gifts of this Aries full moon is you are going to be thinking bigger, mainly because of the other transits taking place. But throughout this next 2-week window, you are getting more expansive in the way you think of yourself, derived strictly from this new sense of confidence. This is the kind of confidence that comes where you're feeling very, very deeply at one with who it is that you are. And you're going to slowly again start to feel whatever anxieties or things that were causing resistance, anything that was making you feel ruptured again in your home body presence, kind of fall off of you. And piece by piece, or I guess day by day, feeling more stable, feeling more comfortable in who it is that you are. And this is what helps you bring about new progressive movements. Your mind is thinking expansively about what it is that you can achieve. But one of the things in terms of resistance that you can run into is feeling like you don't necessarily have the energy to achieve all of the things that you have on your to-do list, or all the things you know you need to do in order to stabilize. But stabilization is all in your mind. You're definitely feeling like you can get in control of what it is that you need to stabilize, but it just requires a little bit more effort. And again, kind of ensuring that you do not repeat karmic patterns in terms of people being able to make you feel unstable. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, and we're going to go into the reading now. All right, Capricorn. Hi, hello. So, let's get into this, shall we? So, what do we see here? Off the bat, I would say the subject for what it is that's going on for the next 2 weeks when it comes to this Aries full moon. So, the remainder of October, we've got the sphere going on with your ships coming in. A bit of a blockage. All right. This doesn't feel, well, no, it feels like a bit of a blockage. Almost like a stuck or kind of stifled energy, causing you a lot of anxiety, kind of putting you in a space where you're in a bit of a nightmare. A heavy one at that. It's not necessarily like you're just dealing with anxiety. You want what it is that you want, and feeling like it has not found you or is not going to find you has put you in a space of, I don't want to say stuckness, but stuckness, anxiety, overthinking things, worried. Next to that, we have nostalgia. We've got what's going on with photograph, lightning, and twin flames. So in very simple terms, there is movement. You are getting some kind of activity here. There is some kind of dynamic playing out, especially for those of you when it comes to love, because we've got the twin flame dynamic here. Either way, it's you being able to attract in what it is that you desire, right? What it is that feels like it is for you, what it is that feels like it is divinely for you. So you're able to do that. There's obviously sudden change, shocking news, surprise, upheaval. So something along the lines of what it is that you want. For some of you, this can be the position that you've been looking for. It could be the partner that you've been looking for. Whatever it is that you have been longing for is here, but here we are accompanied also along with this like sense of nostalgia, but also wanting to make new memories. Some of you can be looking at, again, it could be an application that you put in that you're waiting to see if it'll be returned, or a person that you've been longing for, questioning yourself. Now, this can be you, or it can be someone else longing for you. It can be, again, there's something about the past finding you here in the moment, something that you have been longing for a long period of time. It doesn't necessarily have to be a specific thing that you are aware of. This can be something that you've desired, and then the thing itself is kind of lingering around you, lingering in a way where it's felt like it hasn't necessarily touched you. When we look in the shadow, we've got Ase with Anisha Kauri in reverse and at the bottom. So again, going back to this feeling of what's sitting in your shadow is fear that you're not going to get this beautiful cup of love and this stable offer, fear that you're not going to get this fulfilling, emotionally fulfilling, stable offer, stable in the beginning. So especially if it's something that has to do with career matters, whatever the option is something that is going to make you feel very good. If it's a person, it's something that can make you feel very good. Either way, it's longing for something that you know would put you in a very good space, in a very completed kind of space, this like satisfied space. And that's what you're afraid of. But obviously the subject is here because this is something that is going on. There is this possibility, it is put on the table, but it's like this feeling of it not necessarily coming in the way that you expect. But I do feel like there's some kind of activity because we see the lightning here. So there is something happening, there's movement happening, but it may not be happening in the way that you initially expected it to, or it's just this feeling of, can I actually get this, or can this actually come into fruition the way that I want it to? When we look at what's going on with your spiritual advice, we have trust yourself along with collaborative dreaming. This is a very beautiful omen. Oh my goodness, especially next to the healing points that are both fire. Lovely. Okay, so this is obviously in this subject. The Three of Wands is also fire. The Nine of Swords is an air energy. Things going on conflicting in the mind, right? This nightmarish sense of anxiety, deep anxiety. But when we look at this Three of Wands in reverse in terms of this fire, it feels like, again, wanting this push, wanting these things to come into retrieval, but they're not necessarily there, right? It's like you can see them hanging out there, and the question is, will it come find you? And it not doing what you think it's doing, or you assuming that it's not going to do it the way that you want it to, is causing you to be stressed out. But when we see the spiritual advice, it's trust yourself. In this deck, there are two ways to trust yourself, okay? The other one is a kind of trust yourself that is more a deep, stoic, serious, kind of a bit of an eerie kind of trust yourself, okay? So it's that deep sense of, regardless of what's happening on the outside or the storm that may be brewing around you or whatever voices are in the room, you have a deep sense of knowing within who it is that you are. This trust yourself, though, is one that is more vibrant, more full of color, and one that is about dreaming and understanding yourself and all of and that's why we see this in the painting here. We see so many different animals and so many vibrant colors, because it goes along with this more happy sense of trusting yourself. The vibrant moment of when you're painting and your hands just kind of move with the strokes in that moment, where you can trust and believe within yourself that you have enough natural skill to bring about what it is that you have intended to from your space of your imagination, right? Especially for those of us who are oil painters. I think as oil painters, we always kind of go through that moment, right? Because oil does not dry as quickly as acrylic does. And it's not as, perspective. But anyway, so when it comes to this moment, it's more about understanding your ability to be vibrant in your own energy, to paint your own picture and have all of these beautiful, I would say like ancestral channels next to you, because these animals are working in a way where it's like you can trust yourself because you're not alone in this journey. You are moving with so much, right? There's so much to be created from where it is that you are standing. You know what you can create. You know that you can get what it is that you desire from a space that is more happier, or I guess more happy and more abundant and more progressive in this weight, right? And then we have collaborative dreaming. So again, this is a big thing tied to whatever it is that you're desiring, clearly has to do with other individuals. Okay, so whether it is the position that you're trying to form, whether it is a relationship that you're trying to see come together, you can trust in not only yourself to be able to bring in what it is that you want, but also trust that what it is that you want is also wanting you as well. Okay, trusting yourself to go through this moment and connect with the other people and knowing that it's working in your favor here. Okay, so this anxiety and this fear about you not being able to get these ships to come in, it's breathing through this energy. Okay, it's relaxing through and understanding that there is nothing to fear when it comes along with the shadow of you feeling like you're not going to get this beautiful offer, because it's very clear that you are, especially when we look at collaborative dreaming. They want you to. Okay, you guys can work together in order to bring forth what it is that you desire the most here. But obviously you're going through your own senses of anxiety. When we look at the healing point, we've got the sun, and we also have, I never pronounce this one right, Abodir. And both of these are fire energies, beautiful fire energies. And they're both about understanding how to be more optimistic in your approach. The sun is as bright and as straightforward as any other sun card, like in the original tarot deck. You have what it takes. You are a light bearer. Within you is a healing power and a spiritual wisdom you can tap into to find your way through any confusion or doubt. Have confidence in yourself and know you are enough, expecting affirming yes from the universe. Have confidence in yourself and know you are enough. This is very, very big for you guys when it comes to this, because whatever it is that you are trying to have come to you during the remainder of October is something that has been challenging your sense of self-worth and something that has been challenging your sense of self-security. That's where all this anxiety is coming from. That's why instead, because sometimes when you don't necessarily get what it is that you want, it doesn't always have to put you in the space of the Nine of Swords, but you're deep in the space of the Nine of Swords. It's like these this crashing down, this nightmarish, overwhelming, like nail biting kind of energy. Take a deep breath and understand you are enough. Sit in a space that is more vibrant, more exuberance in your energy. This is beautiful. This is nice. Have confidence in yourself. Separate from confusion or doubt, because this Nine of Swords is all about confusion or doubt. It's derived from confusion and doubt. All right, so the next one here is more fire. Do not turn away from your path nor from what you know in your heart to be true. Going back to trusting yourself. Collaborative dreaming. You know what the truth is inside of your heart. Relax, okay? Relax your energy. No matter what appears to be, nor what logic may dictate, and we'll go back to the space of logic when it comes to this Nine of Swords energy. You are safe and trust what your heart is telling you. You are safe and protected by spirit. You are spiritually empowered with all you need to manifest your authentic soul path. You have what it takes to connect with the light and live that connection in practical ways which contribute positive energy to your collective. So again, we do have another conversation tied to this idea of the collective, right? Collaborative dreaming along with the collective, trusting yourself along with having confidence within yourself. This is very big in terms of working with other people in direct, right? So whether, like I keep saying, the longing can be this position, this upgrade when it comes to what you're doing career-wise, being able to up the momentum of your own self-confidence if you've been feeling insecure about getting what it is that you want. And especially for those of you who are dealing with a love situation, what it is that you believe within yourself about this person is definitely authentically the truth. Okay? So take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Because this is not an easy energy. Okay, this three of wands in reverse is not an easy energy, because you want those ships to come in. You want what it is that you want to find you, but it's clear that it's finding. There's something that you're going to find out here, and this thing is going to be in movement. Trust in its movement. Trust in the divinity of this, especially when we look at the sun. The sun is the brightest card here, wrapped in the bath of fire, wrapped in a bed of fire. Having confidence in yourself, expect and affirming, yes, you are safe and protected across all boards here. You want to notice the thing with the collaborative dreaming along with Obadiah. Both eyes are closed. Again, having this faith, having this trust. This is the faith and trust with the divinity, right? With the divine understanding that you're on your path to the collective. And this is having trust in each other. being able to relax your energy as other people are here to hold you in a manner that is safe. You are safe here. That is the theme that's going on for the remainder of October, this feeling of safety, this feeling of positivity, this feeling of protection. This is nice. This is very nice for the second half of October. Very nice. And people are thinking about you, and you're going to find that out. At the bottom of the tarot deck, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So again, this more swords energy. It's like this fear of maybe not having a conversation, not being told what it is that you need to know, fear that you're not going to get the news that it is that you want. At the bottom of the healing deck, we have the Sovereign Queen Maeve, which is all about understanding how to protect yourself even from that which may be well-intentioned. She's kind of my Queen of Swords energy. So although you're moving with this faith and this fire, it's also understanding how to protect yourself in terms of getting too lost in, I would say, getting lost in this energy that kind of pulls you too far into the dark side, but also not getting too lost in something that pulls you into a space of naive lighter energy as well. It's kind of allowing yourself to remain balanced. So at the healing deck, we've definitely got power of attraction at the bottom here. And then what fell out was new birth, guarded vigilante. So you're going through a new beginning. And also we saw following your own rhythm. So all three of these here in terms of the theme tied to this energy, again, more positive energy when we look at you being reborn, especially when it comes to you being able to attract in your connections with other people. There's something about you and your relationship to others that is serving you during this time and allowing you to be reborn. So something that has once wounded you is changing its approach to you, and you can do this and allow this change from you being authentic to who it is that you are and understanding again that you are still divinely protected and you have those boundaries regardless of the situation coming into fruition the way that it is that you might desire. Okay, at the bottom of the shadow deck we had Revelation in reverse, and that also was backed up by the I was going to say a priestess, Ia Lao, at the bottom of the deck as well. And again, it goes back to secrets being held from you, you not being able to get what it is that you desire, and that being the fear there, what remains elusive versus what will be the truth. And at the bottom of the clarification deck, we had girl talk along with girl with the snake. So this is a big thing here because I think this is what it is that you fear the most. Girl talk is all about moving on and kind of conversing and allowing yourself to sit comfortable in your own energy. And when it comes to girl with the snake, it's more about this feeling of being afraid of being used, afraid of being charmed. In so many ways, I think that a part of the anxiety that is being pressurized around you, not wanting to be positive and not wanting to kind of sit in a more optimistic energy, and why we probably see Queen of Maeve is because whatever it is that is finding you now is something that has once wounded you in the past. It's a subject or it's a situation that you have once felt like you were in a bad. So if it's an old person, okay, because we see nostalgia here, this person once hurt you. This person makes you feel unsafe and that you have to set boundaries, okay? And you're kind of going through this conflicting feeling of whether you stay or do you go. If it's just an old energy that reminds you of something from the past, it goes along with that same perspective. If it's a new position in terms of work or whatever offer it is, it's something that's healing an old paradigm tied to not getting what it is that you want. But it's also something that awakens your trauma in terms of you feeling like you need to protect yourself. Let's get some advice here. That you need to be thinking. you need to be feeling? What do you do? All right, so what is it that you need to be thinking? What is it that you need to be feeling? What is it that you do? Oh, wow. I did not expect that. Okay, so we've got some major arcanas going on here. 1, 2, 3. So what is it that you need to be thinking is death and rebirth, okay? So obviously there's an end going on here that's bringing about a grand new beginning. What is it that you need to be feeling is the devil. You are the devil. So it could be making your way through a toxic situation, but that does not feel this way. It feels more like empowerment and strategy. So there's something about what it is that you are having to deal with where you have to be hyper aware of the power of your own intensity and who it is that you are. Sometimes, in terms of Capricorn energy, we can see that empowerment show up in other ways. But in this case, this is more about really understanding who it is that you are and the role that you play. The yin and the yang, the up and the down, the left and the right. It's understanding yourself, not just from this space of this kind of easy kind of love and light energy, but it's really understanding yourself in your full entirety. Especially when it comes to who it is that is desiring you or what it is that is desiring for you to be a part of it or what this offer is that is coming to you, these things that are coming to you. You have to be hyper aware of your personal power through them, okay? Know who you are here. Cultivate confidence. Know who you are, all right? What is it you need to be doing is the temperance. Understanding what it is that you need to give your energy to and what it is that you don't need to give your energy to. All three of these have wings, okay? Every single one of them. So that theme within itself, we're seeing a lot of things tied to you understanding your own angelic energy, your own ability to navigate and fly through various systems on your own. There is a death and rebirth here, okay? What is that has died is allowing itself to go through a transition, a transformation. You are being transformed. You are knowing who it is that you are. That angel, right? And then you're allowing yourself to be the temperance. Very balanced, very angelic in your approach, very stable, very steady in terms of what it is that you need to do. Know when to give and know when to take. Know what to pour into and what not to pour into. We've got Scorpio, Capricorn, Sagittarius. These are all, actually I was going to say all the exalted, but they are not. Scorpio is not exalted. Capricorn and Sagittarius are both exalted. When we're looking at Sagittarius energy, it's all about understanding your expansiveness, okay? Allowing yourself to go into almost like a philosophical state where you're allowing yourself to have deep emotional balance here. Do not allow yourself to be taken out of your energy where you're sitting in this Knight of Swords and because this Knight of Swords is like you're dealing with all of this like suffering when it's like you need to understand who it is that you are here, okay? Know who you are. Trust yourself. You are in power. It's okay to be in power. You are sought after. You are wanted. You are desired. You are powerful, okay? You are you. And all of who you are chosen as you are, okay? And that is a part of what it is in terms of what you need to be thinking. It's change, okay? There's something there that is going through a major transformation, transition. You have to be aware of the fact that death is here to find you. Rebirth is here to find you in whatever these situations are. And you need to be doing, like I said, this energy of knowing where to pour yourself into and when to pull back. Don't overdo it. Don't freak out, okay? In simple terms, don't freak out. You won't freak out because you know who you are, all right? This is your space of power and confidence. Whenever the devil comes out for you, it's asking you to be in your space of power and confidence. Unapologetic. You are sexy. You are wanted. You are all that there is, right? Capricorn, Pluto is now direct. Show them what you've got. Move through situations with more confidence. What will happen if you actually believe in the outcome? Instead of just pushing yourself into the space of extreme anxiety from insecurity because you feel like what it is that you want has not found you. Or isn't going to find you. when it's here, you see here, we've got photograph, we've got something, some epiphany coming to you with twin flames. So the subject is here. The dynamic is here. Whatever it is that'll be playing out. But you have to do it from a space of knowing your worth. Knowing your power, okay? I want to get one more. Hold on. Give me clarity. Another big thing is here, when it comes to the subject, we've got minor arcanas, all right? So minor arcanas when it comes to the subject, major arcanas when it comes to your internal dialogue. So that leads me to believe that when it comes to the second half of October, a lot of it is going to feel very spiritual and very introspective. You're going through a lot inside. So there may not be so much movement on the outside. This can be a very simple thing. You know, like I said, it can be simply getting what it is that you want. You know, you want the house, you want the job, you want the partner, whatever it is. You know, whatever ships that you've been waiting on, and then you putting yourself into a space of anxiety because you don't have it. Especially when we look at the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is more internal energy. So whatever's happening on the external, this fear of not getting what it is that you want in the external is forcing you into your internal, and you're going through all of these transitions when it comes to this energy. So what it is that you need to be thinking, again, we have the Death here with bright future. Believe that you can succeed and change, right? Your life for the positive, build your future. So this brings me back to the space of what I was saying. It's like you're going through a major death and rebirth here throughout the rest of October. Beautiful for when Scorpio energy ends up finding that's the master of death, right? The death card in itself is Scorpio. Scorpio is the master of death, along here with you, the master of the devil. Right? And then Sagittarius, the master of the temperance energy, of a philosophy of balance. So it's interesting seeing these power cards here. And so when we have build your future, it's you allowing yourself to transition, because more than anything on the outside, you are transforming your sense of self-confidence. And a lot of you guys have been needing to do this for a long period of time, especially now that Pluto has gone direct without so much resistance, who it is that you will be now. We talked about this in the astrology, this fourth house activation of your self-confidence, of being you, of knowing who it is that you are, of going into situations that you may have gone into before, old relationships or whatever it is, but this time you're going into it with a stronger sense of self. Just thinking more positively in terms of the outcome, in terms of you getting what it is that you want, faith over fear. Right? What is it you need to be feeling is the devil, investments. There is no one that is better at knowing how to navigate investments and critical thinking than the devil, next to the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is also Capricorn energy. Investments made will be positive results that will bring prosperity. Invest wisely, right? So again, coming from this space of the devil, if you know who it is that you are and your full confidence and your full power, you're no longer in a space where you have to sit in this Nine of Swords, worried that it's not going to come in, worried that they're not going to come in, worried that you're not going to get this call, this position, this outcome that you're looking for. You're okay. You're right. It's allowing yourself to know that you are the person who is the navigator here. You are the boss here, right? Devil energy. It is you who deserves to choose where you invest and where you do not invest. And then when we sit here with the temperance, with independence in terms of what it is that you need to be doing, Sagittarius energy is all about understanding the art of independence. Manage your money by yourself. Independence guarantees security. Do not depend on others. So again, we see this perspective of what it is that you need to be doing from your space of personal power, knowing that you're going through a transition and a rebirth, and that positive outcomes are imminent. You're in a space where you know what to give to people and what not to give to people. The second half of October is not you getting lost in what other people want from you, but you being able to sit in your own space. And again, I mentioned this in the astrology, knowing how much you can give to other people and how much you cannot. A lot of self-reliance. It does not mean that you're not allowing people to help you. You just understand where to invest and where not to invest. And standing in a space of your own independence will serve you throughout the remainder of October. No longer from a space of insecurity, and for some of you, codependency. The temperance is good because the temperance stands alone and knows what to give and what not to give. Who to invest in and how not to invest, and how to still be engaged, but from a space of independence, and that bringing about a lot of confidence. Okay? So yes, you're collaboratively dreaming. Yes, positive, you're in a positive space and you're trusting yourself, and there are other people here. You know that you're protected. There's confidence, there's beauty, there's perspective, you know. This involves other people. But it involves other people from you being in a space that is more powerful, that is more in charge here. Knowing who it is that you are. Not feeling like you're at the whim. Okay? This is nice. Enjoy this new stable energy, right? This new stable energy. And it brings me back to the Queen of Maeve. Remember, at the bottom of this healing deck, even though we have this beautiful fire energy that says moving forward happily, it's still understanding how to protect yourself from that which may be well-intentioned. It's still understanding how to be compassionate and yet still firm, Queen of Swords. And that is, it sits well here when it comes to the independence and this devil energy. It's like, it's all this good, but it doesn't mean you have to surrender you. Your personal power, your personal confidence, your worth, your status. Okay? So that's what I've got for you. I love you. Ciao.